Is there any system that allows you to create your own seed phrase? So, for example, like if you're doing a memory system or something, like you can create something that you'll remember because what happens is sometimes people put it in the safe and there's a water leak and it destroys it, or there's a fire, or they just lose it. And whereas if you had a system yourself, you could kind of have it that, okay, you're walking through your house and you're picking certain objects, so it's in your head. Can you do that, or is there any system out there to create that?
Yeah, and so we're working with a couple wallets actually who are trying to tackle this problem. And the way I kind of see where we're heading is this multi-factor approach. Like the seed phrase was really good for to kind of get us to where we were. And then before the seed phrase was like the private key. But I don't really see that the seed phrase was a step up, like a huge step up from the private key. Because but in theory, the idea was like, oh, you can memorize these 12 words or these 24 words. It's like, well, in theory, but no human is actually going to do that, right? That's just not, it's not a general human capability. So it's essentially the same as a private key, where it's just like random. Like most people will have to write down the seed phrase and then they have to hide it. Um, and so I think we might go back to this like private key where we just kind of break it up into multiple components. So one wallet that I've been working with called NuFi, they're a multi-chain wallet, and what they allow you is kind of social login, and they break up the key into multiple elements, and so then you need to verify through three different means in order to get get access. So you might want to log in to your Discord, or you log in to your X account, and then you'll have like a normal username and password, which a lot of people are already accustomed to. And then you might have like one backup that you trust with like a more centralized service where you have to submit your ID and then they do a quick verification. But the point is like, uh, even if you're trusting that central entity with that segment of the key, they themselves can't do anything with that information. So like you don't want to ever want to give your key to a single person, right? But you might want to you might trust them with one part of the key, and then have two other methods to get the other two parts, and then when all of them combine, you get the full key. And so that way you're in control. And that's kind of how I would see us getting past this complexity and difficulty with the adoption side, because I've seen too many people just lose their seed phrases. Also especially need to make hardware wallets easier and more accessible, because a lot of people have problems there. There are just a lot of problems in general with crypto. That's why we're building it out. It's new tech and it's a lot of potential, but it's really hard. I mean, like I say that like coming from 2013, where it was like very, very hard. So like when I kind of see people complaining about crypto, I just think, oh boy, like you don't know what it was like 10 years ago. But yes, like it is still too hard. Like we need to make this a lot easier so that the average person can feel safe. Um, and also trust themselves. Like we tell people, not your keys, not your crypto, and like don't trust anybody. Well, that inevitably leads to like you got to trust yourself. But like a lot of people, they don't want to trust themselves because they'll get that piece of paper wet, or their house will catch on fire, or they'll just flat out lose it. Maybe like store it somewhere and think, oh crap, I don't know where I put that now. So we got to really make that easier. And I think the way we move forward with that is to kind of have this multi-party system where it's like, okay, have these three logins that I use quite regularly, and I'm going to give them like 1/3 of my key. And so now I need three of them, and now I can recover my full secrets.